And I'm going to ask everybody to turn to the person next to you, give a big hug, and tell them you love them. The picture should have been so much clearer. It's really only one hug per person. Some years ago, I received a phone call from my mom, and she was sliding into panic mode, as she sometimes does. She needed me to run to CVS to pick up a prescription, and if it wasn't back in 2 minutes, the world was going to end or some such nonsense. So I took off for CVS. When I was there, I scooched down one of the side aisles, the card aisle. I saw this card, and I picked it up, and I read it. And it was a card that a husband gives to a wife to celebrate 50 years of marriage. I sort of spent the rest of the day thinking about the card. Our country has gone insane. In our country, it's socially acceptable for a man and a woman to commit their lives to each other for a period of 50 years, and share all of life's ups and downs, and laugh and cry, and raise kids, and buy real estate, all the things you might do as a married couple. And then in our culture, the way that we celebrate this achievement, apparently, is we drive to CVS, and then we purchase sentiments written by a person who never met us and whom we never met, and then we sign our name over those sentiments and hand them to the person. I can say you're not quite as outraged about that as I am, but that's bizarre behavior. I have no idea where it comes from. But I was hoping we gather here at the Life Celebration Studio, we could do so much better than that. We'd find out why people were so special, why we loved them so much, and why we missed them so much. Services over here are really predicated by hugs. And what he said, there's 3 different kinds of hugs at a service like this. The first is your presence here today. Post-COVID, there hasn't been any service that's looked anything like this. Services have been much smaller post-COVID. This is really an outpouring, and certainly the family receives that as a hug. The second kind of hug are the physical kind of hugs like we just had, and they're wonderful also. And the third kind of hug is the most important hug, and that's where we'll go around the room at this point. We'll give you guys a microphone and just tell us who you are and something special about Ryan. But we do have some rules at a service like this. If you didn't know Ryan, you're here supporting somebody else, that's okay. You're an important person too. I didn't know Ryan. I'm an important person too. Tell us who you're here supporting and perhaps a bit of gossip about that person would be appreciated. Second rule is the first services I did, nobody laughed, nobody cried, no services were a waste of time. So feel free to laugh and feel free to cry. That's why we came here today. Third rule has to do with inappropriate stories. We love inappropriate stories. So if you have one, feel free to tell it. They're always the ones that feel the most. And if you don't have one, you're most likely at the wrong funeral. I don't know how you show them. The last rule is so important to bring a little bit of an unusual situation that we're all going to have to say it together. We all have to say this rule together to make sure we're on the same page. The third rule is when I'm handed the microphone, I'll take the microphone. Let's all say it together. When I'm handed the microphone, I'll take it. Stops the drama and leads to warm, wonderful services. I'll start off with Pat Daly on the Life Celebration Studio. I've been sad this week because I didn't know Ryan, and I think he and I would have made fast friends. He and I both had the same sort of a problem in life that we're both extreme when it comes to hobbies. And we sort of work into the same things. And when you get into hobbies, it occupies your mind like 80% of the time. It's crazy when you get into it. So I have 2 sons, and they both know them. Feel that I had the luckiest job in the world to find out about people's lives. So my one son came in today. I have 2 sons. One's going to be a lawyer. One's going to need a lawyer. So everything's kind of working. Need a lawyer son is in here, and he's always trying to scan to show that he's interested. So that's all buy him stuff. So in any case, he was walking around the room, and he said, I believe that he's autistic. He's very matter of fact. I believe that Ryan was a lot like you. I said, why is that, Ethan? He said, because he has a pool cue that is like yours, and you think that if you have inlays below the rack, it's pretentious, and he has none. I said, yeah, that's 100% true. And I kind of laughed about it because it is true. And then as I was walking around this morning, I was looking, and I'm going to tell you something about watches. I'm into watches too. If you say you're into watches and you're wearing a Rolex, you look pretentious. So don't do it. So when I was looking at his watches, it even had a Rolex in the box. He had a Tudor, and a Tudor is so much cooler than a Rolex, and made by Rolex. And he said the same thing. He had the same exact opinion about that. And I'm into watch bands even probably more than he is. So I think he and I would have made fast friends, and I'm sad that we didn't get to be friends. But I'm going to give you the mic. Take the mic. Tell us who you are.
I am here to support Shanna. She's been my best friend for a million years. Shanna once, a boy hurt my feelings one time, and Shanna abandoned her shopping cart in the middle of Target to come pick me up from the train station. And that's just the kind of person she is. So I wouldn't have missed today for anything. So.
I'm Jessica. I'm also here with Shanna. Shanna's one of my dearest friends and has done so much for all of us. And I'm just here. I love you so much.
Is it
I'm
good?
support Shanna also. I have a million stories about Shanna, but I didn't have enough time to pick the next one. Just know that every single story I have with you is someone I hate. And I would be here for everybody else. And man, I'm here to support Shanna also. There's no one like Shanna. She really does make me feel very loved and special.
Hi, I'm Rose. I'm friends with Danielle. And I wasn't going to tell this story because it is inappropriate. But on behalf of my Bridgeport ladies here, we used to go over to Danielle's house and hang out. And Ryan, loved us there. You could tell. And one night we were all hanging out and we decided to try the THC drinks. So we gave Ryan one and he laughed the entire night. And he was so paranoid about all of us, but it was the funniest night with him. We were really lucky to have a friend like Ryan.
I'm Jay Frank. I'm here to support Shannon family. I'll have to say one thing about this family is just how connected and loving they are. And it's amazing to see, and I'm terribly sorry.
Okay, it's me. I am also here for Shanna and her family. The only thing, I used to work with Shanna, and that's how we became friends. And I used to visit her at her desk because she always had a candy bowl, and I would always come bother her. And then we lived near each other, and we're just Shanna now because they moved to our home. We don't have her pool anymore.
I am Danielle, here for Shanna, Laura, Andrew, Danielle, the entire family. But Shanna's one of my best friends. You're going to hear that a lot, I feel like, because Shanna has a lot of friends and a lot of people that support this entire family. And we both have little brothers who we loved so much and we would get frustrated with and be like, they're annoying, but we love them so, so much. And I'm so sorry and love you all.
I'm Chris, friends with Shanna, but to be friends with Shanna is to be friends with her entire family. So we're here for everyone.
Hey everyone, my name's Colleen. I'm here for everyone, I think, in this room, as well as everyone that's sitting up at the top. I was lucky enough to know Ryan. I was lucky enough to be graced and blessed with the friendship of the Reyes family. And my favorite memory, I wasn't going to say this, but one of my favorite memories of Ryan actually was when we were all in Belize. Let me tell you, that guy could cut a rug. It was killing it on the dance floor. And I wrote, Danielle, you can talk about it. Like, it was to think back on that too, and to just feel how much he loved his family and how much he loved his wife and his kids. And to think about that, I feel honored to be here with everybody else. Like, so. Hi everyone, I'm Kristen. Like many people before me, I'm here because I love Shanna, and Shanna really, really, really loved Ryan, like so many people here. So it's an honor to be here to celebrate his legacy in his life and his beautiful family.
Hi, I'm Brandon. Here for Danielle. Hey, Rose. Also here for Ryan. We do miss him. I have some good stories, but I'm gonna keep those quiet.
I'm Shayna. I'm here for Danielle and just really thankful for both of them taking us in when we first came down here, when we first became parents, spending holidays with us when we didn't have family to go to. So really thankful for Ryan and Danielle for doing that.
Hi, I'm Lauren. I'm here for Danielle. We met quite a few years ago when I was a very lonely stay-at-home mom, and became very quick and fast friends. And I'm just grateful for her and Ryan just always welcoming me and my kiddo into her home. We just had a lot of great times. Hi everyone. I'm a little nervous right now, sorry. I am here for I'm Shanna's best friend since we were 12. And I didn't have a little brother, I had four older brothers, so Ryan became my little brother. And as you would do with the little brother, we always take chatting in the living room, and he's sitting on the computer laughing at us, being like, you guys are so dumb, being insane. We're really dorky too, so I can just imagine like he's like I am and his friends being like, you guys are not gonna believe my older sister and her friends are even saying right now. Like this is so embarrassing. It's gross. But I have one of my first memories of Ryan as like an individual. We went to a football game to try to embarrass him with a 52 on our faces, and Shannon and I are there and we're watching the game, and we're going with an interception, which was like so cool because we played defense. So it was like awesome to see it happen and being like, wow, wow. Then fast forwarding to when we were in college and we kind of took him under our wing, and we would take him camping with us, and we just had such a great time getting to know him, and might have taken him to some sketchy poker games at some points, and coming with us too. But I'll leave a Louise story that I wanted to tell for someone else to tell. But it was a lot of laughs, and it will be a story that we all remember forever. I love you guys so much. Hi. My name's Dina. I don't know if I can do this, if I'm gonna get through it or not, but I'm gonna try. We met Ryan, actually, he was riding his bike down the street, and my husband grabbed me, he's like, you have to play football with us. From that point on, Ryan and Shanna, Laura, Cisco, Donna, they've all become our family. I thought for a period of time, Laura watched my kids when they were tiny. So did Shannon. I thought for a period of time, my house is going to be the best form of birth control. But they ended up all choosing to have these amazing, beautiful children. And I'm so, so thankful for that. Danielle, I cannot tell you how happy I am that you became part of this family too. Talking like it's my family, it is. I love you guys more than I could possibly ever say, and I'm sure I'm speaking for me and my kids also. We love you. I am so sorry, and we love you guys so much, and we love Ryan, and we're never going to forget him. He's been so amazing.
Hi, I'm Lisa. I'm here supporting Danielle, and love you. And I know that you guys have made such incredible memories with beautiful family, the boy, and just know that we love you.
here with the Reyes family. Like Liz mentioned, there's a lot of silly stories, and Ryan was often a kind of weird fly on the wall in the corner, always very quiet. And my personal perspective is I would look at Ryan and be like, you're so big and strong, but you don't say anything. I don't know. You need to talk to the girl or something. I never thought you would have a girlfriend or anything. I ended up working with Ryan for some time at this place called Flex Quarters, and got to know him a little bit more, and I realized he was kind of funny, but he still wouldn't really talk to people. But turned out we did all right, and we found a beautiful wife and made an awesome family. So it's beautiful to see that Ryan's legacy will live on through that, and we love him and you all very much.
Phil, if I had your voice, I would get so many checks.
I'm Merrick, Danielle's older brother. I'm a struggle here too, but so many celebrations, so many birthday parties, and everything with Ryan. There's way too many memories to share. One of my favorite that always stuck out in my head was when I was about 10. First time I met Ryan, I had my best friend over, and he goes, "Dude, your sister's dating The Rock?" Ryan, Ryan was such an awesome person. So many good memories with him. And when I married my wife and had my two stepsons with me, one of my favorite memories was that he was so personally excited to get my stepsons exactly what they wanted. He reached out to me personally, and we were never closest, but it was just the kind of person that he was, and it's beautiful.
I'm Lauren, and I'm Ryan's aunt, and
Hi, I'm James, and blessed to be the cousin of Donna, Ryan's grandmother, and supporting the rest of his family. I didn't know Ryan that much personally, but I'm just amazed at all the friends that he has and his family and the support. I guess he came out of his shell and got around, and that's just great to see. And so glad everybody came to support his family. Thank you.
at your wedding, right? I am Tracy. I'm Shanna's godmother. So I've known Shanna and Ryan their whole lives, and thankful for that. Grew up with more, of course, and Dion, and actually Donna is my godmother, so things come full circle. I don't really have a particular funny story of Ryan. Just everybody here knows what an amazingly beautiful family they are, and I just wish we had spent more time with you, but know that we treasure all the memories, and you guys are so special, and we're here for you. Whatever you need, just let us know. God bless.
I'm Tracy's brother Robert and Donna. Let's go. Yeah, my cousins. And I'll go back a little bit to Cisco joining our family. And I think that put into motion for us. He became the rock who entered our world. He was the guy who was always there for every family member. And for strangers, stories and more always saying, yeah, we're going to be a little late because Cisco had to pull over and change a tire. And these things. And I think the culmination of this beautiful family coming out of the shell, meeting Danielle and raising his family is part and parcel of the great family that he came from. And we are so fortunate and blessed to have been part of that. I'll shift gears to one of my proud moments of going to the New Jersey State All-Star football game. And Ryan was an all-star. I think he was actually selected to play both ways, offense and defense, and he was named the captain of the team as well. His legacy started with my great uncle, Bobby Masterson, who was a Washington Redskin Pro Bowl football player. And so to see Ryan at that level of football was amazing, but he decided to not continue in college to pursue other goals because he had so many. And one more thing, he was a state champion powerlifter that year at 17, had a bench press. He was all natural because he knew his uncle and there's no steroids. So here he was at 17 with a 341 bench press, a 501 deadlift, and a 501 squat. That's very impressive, and God bless you.
I'm Bill Laura, my cousin. All you people are the strongest people I've ever been in my life. The line of you sitting is feeding this entire room. We are all here for you. I just wish we didn't always have to get together, even though we live far apart, for these kind of occasions. Hopefully someday we could just stop and get together and just say hi. We all love Brian. He was a beautiful, beautiful soul. We are with you.
Report. Later. Oh. Go real good. Hope this way.
My name is Nicole. I was 12. And I remember Ryan distinctly being parked under the stairs at that computer selling things on eBay. Yeah, I remember being like, he sold a picture or something. That was But I just, a recent memory I had of him that was really neat was at Liz's wedding. And Danielle was there and she was dancing and having a great time. And he was just standing back, smiling and laughing at her. And you could just tell how much he loved her. And it was just like a really sweet thing to see because they had such a beautiful relationship.
My name is Christina, and I'm extended family of the Reyes family. And I didn't have the opportunity to have as many memories being part of the family, but I'm here to support the whole Reyes family and just know that we love you guys.
Hi, I'm Jason.
Danielle's oldest brother. Usually I don't mind hearing myself talk, but I don't really have it in today. I will say one thing. There is a picture over there of Brittany and I giving Brian a group hug. And I know deep down he enjoyed it. He loved it. Not what he said. He loved it. So, love you all. Once.
So I'll give you in a sec. My name is Michael. I'm Danielle's second brother. Thank you all. Wanted to share, as everyone knows, he's not much of a talker, sharer, but you get a couple drinks on him and he starts to talk about Asheville, and that's not going to stop. So if anyone has not been to Asheville, just know Ryan would and on, because there was one party at Jason's, and all night he would not stop talking about it. And it went from Asheville to talking to I don't know who else it was, but wearing condoms and he was there for everybody. Everybody that white person said.
Thanks, Tia. I'm Danielle's best friend from Pennsylvania. Again, I'll try to get through it. But we worked together first before we knew we lived like 3 minutes down the road from each other. So my husband and I became best friends with Danielle and Ryan. And over the years, I've had the immense pleasure of watching them go through so many stages of life, moving from place to place. That was the hardest thing for me, was her leaving me. Watching them become parents, and I strive to be the parents that they were, and the kind of love that they had was just the wild, crazy, fun, spontaneous, but deep love that they had and still do have. And I see that in her and the boys, and that's just the kind of love that everybody in their life wants to have. And I'm so happy that they had that and got to experience that. And Ryan knew when we got together, Danielle and I, he knew, just kind of everybody talking about like the slight social awkwardness that he had occasionally, but about him not being, the most voluntary hugger. I will always love Ryan's hugs, and he knew it because of his big beefy pecs that he had. I pointed it out when he hugged me. Even the slightest little squeeze just like took the breath out of me. He's so rock solid. And I will always remember his hugs forever.
Hello, I'm Edie. I'm friends with Danielle. This whole section over here is friends with Danielle. I wasn't going to talk because I didn't want to cry, but I've spent a lot of time with Danielle the past couple of weeks. And the love that she has for him is like I've never seen before. So you're not alone. We're all here for you. And we're not going anywhere. And we will talk about Ryan, and your kids will remember him. And we're here for you. We love you.
I'm Tim, married to Katie, so, by proxy of that, I see Danielle a lot. We live down the street from Ryan and Danielle in Bridgeport. If you don't know Bridgeport, you can't drive past their house without getting into or out of Bridgeport. Also, if you've ever come to the state of New Jersey from Pennsylvania, you drive right by their roof. The reason I bring it up is having Danielle at the house so much, I would do things or say things, and a lot of times she would say, I was just like Ryan in a lot of ways. My deadlift isn't quite at 501. I've never driven a remote control car, just a real one. But with all that said, what I realized she meant is when I started hanging around with Ryan,
he just broke my stones nonstop about everything, which was great because where I come from, that's just an expression of love for someone or expression, you care about them. And, you remember lighting fireworks off with him and looking at me being like, are you sure this is safe? Or took my kids to the car show. He was mad I didn't take him to the car show. That all night, one night. Ryan was just, he was one of a kind. And I'm so sorry to have lost him. And I'm so sorry for all of you in this room that have some connection to him or someone we loved or someone who's special to him. And I'm very sorry. But last week's been a struggle driving in and uptown. But I think all these memories and everything that everyone shared will make it a little bit easier to come and go from home for me, knowing that I can think about everybody's warm memories of him as I drive by.
I'm Danielle's friend, also from Bridgeport. I'll just share one quick memory. We always used to watch The Handmaid's Tale, and he would make us some delicious margaritas every week, every Thursday. So you do have a lot of support with you, and we love you.
Hi, I'm Grace. I'm actually part of the Bridgeport cult, but I'm actually descendant of the Bridgeport girls. Most of them have like little kids. My mom's a couple years older and she had me young, so I'm 20. But they've all basically adopted me. I'm actually here on behalf of my mom today. She couldn't make it. And I remember when Danielle moved into Bridgeport and my mom was with me, she went, this is the prettiest, most beautiful mom I've ever seen. Just talking about how much she seemed to love her kids. And there was a couple weeks before I finally met Danielle, and we were actually all of the Bridgeport moms, and me and my mom were going down to the beach, and I remember looking at Danielle, and she had a way of always making me feel so loved and so welcome. And every time she sees me when I drive by, she's always smiling, she's so excited to see me. And all I can think about this entire time is if she made me feel so loved, I can't even imagine how loved Ryan must have felt and how loved her kids must feel. It's just insane to me that she has so much love for people that are descendants of her neighbors, and it just goes to show that they were together for so long. He was so loved, and yeah, Bridgeport life forever.
Hey, I'm Tiffany from Danielle's from Bridgeport also. So I met Danielle and Ryan when they moved to Bridgeport, and they just clicked right into our group of people. Just a few weeks ago, we were at a barbecue, and I sat there for a while and was talking to Ryan. So he did come out of his shell because there was some parties he would just stand there and just watch all of what's happening. I think one of my favorite memories is we were driving down the road, and like Tim said, you can't leave or come to Bridgeport without passing their house, and we see Ollie walk outside, and I'm like, stop, I don't see Danielle or Ryan. Here comes Ryan running out the door to get Ollie as he's walking down the street. So Ryan definitely will be missed, and we are all here for you guys.
Hi, I'm Kaylee. I'm not from Bridgeport. I met Shanna at freshman orientation at Seton Hall and met her family for the first time at move-in day. So in my head, Ryan is forever that teenager, like helping Cisco lug stuff up to the 5th floor of Boland. My dad says that the best thing Seton Hall ever gave me is Shanna, and I agree with him. But your family is so special, and the people that are in this room is a testament of that, and the amazing children that Cisco and Laura raised. And one of the best memories for my life will be Shanna and Andrew's wedding, not just because Shanna and Andrew got married and I love them so much, but just being in Belize with your whole family was just so special, and I was so happy to be a part of it, and I just love you all so much.
Hi, I'm Marissa. I'm friends with Shanna from Seton Hall. I don't really know what to say, but I do have one memory of Ryan. I was training for the New York City Marathon, and I would put all my runs and bike rides and walks in Strava, and somehow we were friends on Facebook, and we became friends on Strava, and Ryan was like every single run and bike ride and walk, and he was always cheering me on when like no one else was on Strava.
Okay. Ryan was there. I appreciated every single like and encouragement from him. And it was just a testament.
So I'm here to support Shannon with the entire Reyes family, and we are so sorry for her loss. But if you know Shannon, you know Shannon like banana, and the next thing normally out of her mouth is telling you stories and memories about how much she loves her entire family, updates on the entire family, so we all feel like we're adopted and part of the crew. So thank you just for loving us as much as you've loved your brother and the entire family. And Danielle, love you. We're here to support you guys, whatever you need. We're also looping back around. So if anyone wants to know.
My name is Juliana. I'm not from Bridgeport, but I just kind of tag with my aunt, and I just turned 21. So Danielle's like, come to the bar with us. So I go and hang out with her. I was never blessed personally to know Ryan, but I think to know Danielle is to know the love she has for Ryan and her two kids. Danielle's just an amazing person. Like you said earlier, she just has a way about touching you, making you feel seen and heard and loved, and just breaks my heart for you and your family. I love you a lot, and you're always in my prayers, all of you. So.
Danielle, Fred and I are here for you. Fred and I know Danielle. Danielle was our kid's second, when he was 2, met him in daycare. She was his teacher and also our daughter. And then she became basically our full-time nanny during the summer. She basically lived at our house and we enjoyed her family as well. We became part of their family. Ryan always was, prior to you getting engaged, would come visit us. We'd sit at the pool. We'd go out for some, seafood, and it was great. The kids still talk about you and your mom, Granny Franny. We'll never be forgotten. The good times and the bad. But we truly are, the last time we saw Ryan was just a couple months ago at Monster Jam, coming in with the boys, ready to see those trucks. And it was nice to see everybody. And he will be sorely missed. And we are here for you with anything you need. We love you.
Yeah, I'm up in here for Danielle. One thing I just gotta say is I didn't really get to know Ryan too well, but he was always smiling, always a happy guy. Always seemed like he was happy to be where he was at all the time. So that's what I remember from him.
Is there a Belize story that I'm looking forward to?
As you guys may know, my name's Andrew, and I'm Shannon's husband, and we got married in Belize. If anyone didn't know that. My favorite memory of Ryan is from Belize. After the wedding, a bunch of us stayed. We went down to a beach house. We decided to go snorkeling. So we go out on this boat. There's like 10 of us to go snorkeling. And we're swimming around. It's great. I decide I'm done. I want to get out of the water. Go over to try to climb up on the boat, and I fall back in. I try to climb back up. I fall back in. My bathing suit is half off. I think I'm falling back in. The guy on the boat reaches down. I grab his hand. I pull him in. My brother comes over. Chris, who's here, comes over. Ryan comes over. They help me get in the boat. It's great. Time to go get some lunch. His boat driver takes us to the island. We get a wonderful lunch. We go to get back to the boat. I'm like, I'm going to climb over the side of the boat. And he's like, oh, you don't have to. Everyone's going to go over the front gunwale and just slide past here. You're fine. Oh, you'll go first. Then I go over. No problem. Except I hear rip. Stand up and turn around. There's about a 6-inch rip in my bathing suit bottom, and a square flops down. My whole half of my butt is hanging out. Ryan is behind me. Ryan proceeds to laugh harder than I've ever seen somebody laugh. Breathe. Calms down. He's apologizing. We're on the boat. He looks at me. He starts laughing the same way again. This went on the whole time. We even went out and swam again. I did not, because my butt would have been out anyway. Brian gets back to the boat, laughs his ass off. We get back to land. Brian gets off the boat first, sees Cisco and Mora just laughing and pointing at me. For the last 8 years, if we talked about it, Brian would start laughing the same way again every single time. I thought it was funny.
Hi, everybody. My name is Dean Callahan. I'm son of more of Shanna's godfather, the uncle of my Ryan Reyes. God rest him. But one of my, and well, of course, the brother-in-law of Cisco, and more brother of Mora. So the best, one of my favorite memories is back when we were at Mora and Cisco's house celebrating Christmas. And what I loved about this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Ryan Reyes is, I'll tell you, he always looked forward to the beef jerky. That should be, his eyes would pop out and say, "Oh, yes." So I always loved that year and year and year. It was always the beef jerky. And I'll tell you, I mean, that was one of the best memories I can really believe. On top of all the sports and the cycling, oh, God rest this man. He was great. And Laura, Cisco, and the rest of the Reyes family, I'm with you guys, okay? I love you so much. God bless all of you. That's Thank you.
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get through this. I'm Caitlin. Danielle's my big cousin. Yeah, I can get through it. Lisa's my aunt. This winter, Danielle and I hung out. We were talking about our husbands. Ryan is a lot like my husband, stoic, quiet, as a lot of you guys have said. And we just talked about, they love in their own special way. And he did. He loved you in your own special way. Okay, that's it.
Hi, I'm Chris Stefanski. Wayne and Nicole, Shanna's good friend, so I'm here for the Reyes family. And I didn't know Ryan that well, but I always felt like if we lived closer, we would hang out all the time. We had so many common interests, and it was so easy to sit down with Ryan whenever I saw him at a party, and I felt like we could just talk for hours. And it was easy and simple and fun. I got one thing, just kind of reflecting on this, like, I know when you get married, they say you marry family, right? So I knew I was marrying crazy Italian family, Nicole and her family, and I love them. And I quickly learned I was also marrying in with Shanna and Reyes. And then as the years have gone, met more of the Reyes family. And it's truly been a blessing to be involved in part of each other's lives, and to just Pennsville and all the and still but yeah, he's truly a great person, a great fan of the family and strength.
Anyone else want to share?
Can we all just say what a great smile Ryan had? What a memory to have a big, beautiful smile. Anyone else? Right, yeah.
But as you all said, Ryan did love in his own way. And there's so many memories I have with him because everything was possible. Everything. And our love ran so deep. And I wish you all that love. It's my favorite memory that I know. Good memories, bad memories, before kids with the good, the bad, with my family, his family, our whole family. We're blessed to have that. But yeah, the one memory that keeps coming to mind is our love. And I loved Ryan so hard. And I know he loved me just as hard. Loved in a different way. It was the most real feeling in the entire world. I love our love. I love our relationship. I love who we were together. I love the person he made me and helped me become. We were like pieces of a puzzle in all ways. Everything I didn't have, he did. Being a boy dad, he was the best. Spinning all around the floor until he went all by himself, just kept running. I tried doing it to another friend's daughter in the kitchen, and I messed up her finger, and I'm like, well, I can't do that. He was the absolute best in all ways. Everything he did it to the fullest, and he did it well. And if he didn't know, he looked it up and he figured out how. He was such a presence, so he might not have talked and he might have been socially awkward, but each one of you knew he was there. And you could sit down next to him. He wasn't coming to you. And he was there. He would relate, and it didn't matter anything. You could talk about princesses. Either trying to do their hair, whatever child or person it might be, whatever. He was there. Especially in our beautiful home. He took such good care of us. He was the absolute best. When Daddy was there, we all felt safe and it was home. And it still is, and we will remember him. But it is, it's a big hole without him. And I know you all feel that. But our life is so real, and it is my absolute favorite thing in the whole world.
I'll never be able to pick one memory because I've known him for 36 years. But I'm grateful that I got to know him for his whole life. And then whether it was, I don't know, on him coming home a few days after my 3rd birthday, and I thought he was my birthday present. And then when he had pneumonia at like 3 months old, and I go back to the hospital, I thought they were returning my birthday. Or, you know, just growing up and him like poking the shit out of me with his lead fingers and just picking on me. And my parents always said, like, you better stop picking on him, Shan, like he's gonna be bigger than you. And they were right. I don't know, from teaching him the Macarena in the junkyard to everything. I mean, there's just a million memories, and I'm so grateful that I moved down. We moved down a year and a half ago or whatever. We got extra time with him, and I'll never forget how excited he was when I told him that we were moving down. And he's the best. He's just the best. That's all. The best uncle. Benny is constantly asking me to tell him Uncle Rye's stories, and I told him, dude, I'll do it forever. I told him one time Uncle Rye got out of the shower when he was Benny's age, like 3 or 4, and he came out and he ran on top of my parents' coffee table and he started dancing butt naked, achy breaky heart. And the other night, Lincoln and Oliver slept over, and they had a big cousin sleepover on Benny's big bed, and Benny has to play achy breaky heart. And sure enough, they're dancing around naked and loving life. So I mean, there's never going to be one memory. He was just the best, and I'll miss him till I see him again.
Oh dear. I think I have to say from the beginning, his mother was a blessing to us when she came. And she just gave me the most wonderful 2 grandchildren I could ever have. They were so close to me and so dear, and I can remember, I guess one of the best things was when Ryan would come over and just have a talk with me, just sit and we could talk for hours. Just things that I never could remember to tell you that they were just back years of talking to each other. And God has been very good, very kind to me to have known him as long as we can. And he's with us here now. And I feel him.
He would hate this.
He
would love it.
Yeah, right. Yes, indeed.
He was a no fuss, no muss. Don't get in my face. Don't say anything you don't want to regret, because I'll remind you about it all the time. He was honorable, loving, amazing. And we were blessed. And even though things are this miserable, God will give us strength. And thank you all for loving us. And he's at peace. And we all get our turn. But I'm honored to be his friend. And we will all continue. Thanks, everybody. He just didn't want anybody to be too fussy about him, but unfortunately, he understands. And we will do everything we need to do for the remainder of the family. And I thank everyone for the support, the love. Thank you.
We all up? We all?
Anyone else?
Maybe we'll finish off the way we started. I'll ask everybody stand up if you're sitting down. Turn the person back to you. Give him a big hug. Tell him you love him. This time you can have as many hugs as you want.